Morning, Elle here. 2021. What was 2020 like for you? Did it leave you kind of bruised and broken? I've had clients say to me sometimes when we first start working together that they feel like their brain is broken, that it's just not working right. Have you experienced more anxiety, maybe fear? Some of my clients I've been talking with have said, arguing is up. People are arguing more because everybody's home. Everybody's cranky. We can't do what we want to do. We can't fly all over the place, though some people are. So bruised, broken, anxious, afraid. And then the last two I want to talk about today and really focus on are feeling vulnerable and stuck in victimhood. So vulnerability is a term, a kind of a concept that's been talked about a lot lately. And I have some really strong thoughts about it. I'm going to calm those thoughts a little bit for you here. Because I feel that sometimes when people get too acknowledging of their vulnerability, they get stuck in a wheel of victimhood. So when you feel vulnerable, it's super easy to trigger fight or flight. And then it's really easy to feel like everything is working against you and get stuck in that victimhood idea. And it's so hard to get out of that. It's like a downward spiral that can be really, really hard to stop. And I've seen it happen so many times with people. And it can be just the slightest little trigger that puts them into that position. And 2020 certainly was filled with stressors and triggers to put us there. That is for sure. And so, by the way, I'm taking you down one of my favorite paths. I just love this path, and it's gorgeous today with the snow. So, vulnerability. Where do you feel vulnerable? Is there something in your life that isn't working very well, or 2020 put a real crimp in it? It's great to acknowledge it, but then we need to move quickly into taking a look at what and analyzing, okay, what is it really? Is it a small blip? What do I really need to do here? Moving into action and getting clear about that action can be really hard if you've triggered fight or flight. But if you can acknowledge that you're vulnerable about something and keep your belly soft, keep a little smile on your face, keep dopamine flowing so that your brain can work for you, you can acknowledge that you feel vulnerable about something without going into fight or flight. If you can refrain from doing that, you're going to be able to take action sooner to help you not feel like you're so much of a victim, but more of an author of your life. That you're deciding what happens next. More importantly than what actually happens, you're deciding how you feel in any given moment. I see my friend Lisa is on here. So nice to see you. Happy New Year. One of the things I work on with my clients is listing out the activities for their day, the things they have to do, work, dinners, parties, whatever it is, and putting a word next to that, whatever it is on your agenda, that describes how you want to feel while you're doing it. It's not about the outcome. It's not like I'm going to win this thing or I'm going to achieve this thing. It's how you want to feel. For most of our lives, we've let everything around us decide how we feel. We haven't chosen our emotions. We've let circumstances and other people decide how we feel. So if you can pause for a moment and decide how you want to feel when you're having dinner with your spouse, or when you're taking your teen who has been locked in a prison during 2020 to go do something. So what can you do in that moment? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel great? Do you want to feel fantastic? And I encourage you to write the words down. Write down a whole list of adjectives that describe how you wish you could feel every day. Like fantastic, amazing. One of my words is exquisite. I usually put that word next to any of my coaching sessions with my clients. Like it'll have their name and then I'll put next to it amazing or exquisite. That's my favorite one. And what that means is that I want to be in a state of mind that is just so beautiful, so full, so open, so full of light. And it's not about the outcome. I don't know what's going to happen in any given coaching session with my clients. I'm just there for them. I'm just open, full of light, and present and in the moment. Some people write down that word, present. You're going to have dinner with your spouse. I want to be present. Most people aren't. They're worrying about work. They're worrying about their kids. They're worrying about all kinds of things. They're not present and actually enjoying the meal with the person. They're probably not even really listening to the conversation. How many times do you talk to somebody and then you're like, did you catch that? Because they're just in another world. So if you can start to put down the words that you want to feel this year, what is it? How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up in whatever it is you're doing? You have a Zoom meeting with someone. Do you say to yourself, oh crap, I have another Zoom meeting today? Or do you say, oh, I get to have a Zoom meeting with my work team? No, what energy are you bringing? You get to decide that. You can be a victim and let it be crappy all day long. Or you can say, you know what? No, I'm going to have a fabulous day. I'm going to really bring it today on this Zoom call. I'm going to have fun with my work team. It's really interesting. It'll be hard to make a choice if you're triggered fight or flight, which is why I have so many tools in my toolkit for people. I have over 40 tools in my intro course alone. And I've built like 7 courses. Why so many tools? Because you're different. You're different than the people that you live with, than the people on your work team. Everyone needs a different little combination of these tools for them to be really effective, for them to really find the ones that work in their situations, because you're so unique. So it can take a little bit of time to figure out which of the PressureFree tools are going to work for you. But I promise you that if you don't give up, if you keep looking for the right combos. I was just had a message from a young man who had one coaching session with me, with his folks. So it was a teenager with his parents. His father was one of my private clients. He said, I want you to come and give a session to my family. From that one session, that was 10 years ago, this young man has been using those tools that he learned that night ever since, to this very day. And he wrote to me how it's helped him so much. It's incredible. Can you remember what you learned about something 10 years ago? It's like you learn something, it goes right out the window. But this PressureFree is different. If you can learn this, if you can master it with me, and depending on our starting point together, it'll be different for everyone. Some people just have a little bit of anxiety, just a few little things they want to correct and move through. Other people have had a lifetime of anxiety, a lifetime of trauma, a lifetime of arguing, things that have just really held them back from being their full selves, their true self, their unstressed self. So that might take a little more time. I'm a super patient coach. I love to say that I provide an unconditional support for you because we're not in a rush here. How many years did it take you to get you to this point? For some of my clients, it's just a matter of weeks, and they've got a hold on what they need to do to stay pressure free. But we're not in a rush, and that's different than a lot of coaching. I've been a coach of all kinds of things: athletes, musicians. It's like push, 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 not with pressure free. It's kind of the opposite, actually. So I wanted to share that today, that if you feel like you're stuck in the vulnerability, victimhood hamster wheel, and it's so exhausting, and you're looking for a way out, then go to speakwithelle.com. Just book a free call with me. I've got 2 today. I've got the times are actually filling up a lot because it's the first of the year. People are tired of feeling the way they do. Somebody gave me a like there. Thank you so much. And if you like this and you know someone who really could use some help, then please, click on this link. If you're on your phone, at least on an iPhone, you can grab the link and privately share it to someone. Or if you're daring enough, go ahead and share it. Share it with someone who can actually share it right on your feed. You have no idea who's suffering, but a lot of people are right now. And it's so unnecessary. You got to get out of the stress cycle. The stress cycle is just wearing people down. And I'm just here. I really want to transform the world this year. I want to help so many people. So you can help me by sharing this out, and let's get the ball rolling. Let's have people get out of the stress cycle and start living pressure-free. So shoot great, beautiful, pressure-free day. This gorgeous forest here. Have a good one. Bye.